everybody, I'm Frida Stoffer. I have a little springtime video for you, mostly, and a small Dollar Tree haul regarding and related to spring. So I hope you enjoy it. There is a bag of seashells I got from Dollar Tree to put in my planter. I have started planting some little succulents in this level, and I'm adding little fairy garden products and seashells. Mainly I'm trying to do something that my cat won't like, so that's why I put all the seashells, because apparently they're not crazy about rocks. So I'm just working things in how I think I can. And there I have put some seashells under the little Norfolk Island pine. And then down here, I'm going to open that bag of seashells and scatter them around. I haven't got anything to plant in it yet. I just cleaned it out today. And at Dollar Tree now they have these bags of lemons for decoration. And I'm going to put those on this little heart tray for now. So, there it is. So Zakia and I picked out all of these little fairy garden items, and I picked out this little teapot house. It was my favorite. I saw several different ones, and I like that one the best. But we will probably add little by little to our little three-tiered pots I have, because I want to keep the cat out. I want it to be a nuisance for her, so she won't want to go in there. I spread out the shells at the bottom, so it's ready for some plants. Okay, I have a little fairy sitting in here. It's like a little cactus. I think I want to put a few more succulents in here. Little ones when I come across some. And then so I'm working on it a little at a time. So yesterday I cleaned off the windowsill here. I cleared it off a little because I wanted to move the plants into the sunroom, which I now did. We have cleaned the sunroom up. The birds now live here. And the cats have moved outside for the summer, because that's where my girls like to be. In the winter time, I like them in here so they don't freeze, but in the summer they can go out. And I just planted this plant that I got from Aldi last year into the top of this. It's called a money tree, and I planted it in top of the I don't know, what is this officially called? As a stack of 3 pots. 3-tiered pots? I don't remember. 3-tiered urn, I'm not sure. But I haven't planted anything in the bottom two yet, but the top one is done. And over here, this Christmas cactus made it through the winter. It's very healthy and fleshy. This one, I'm not sure. I stuck the ends down in the soil and plan to keep them watered and see if it can make it or not. Because it still has some fleshy parts. I put the mother-in-law's tongue up there at the top, and I put the bean tree or bean plant up here. It's a lucky bean. Yeah, and put it up there. And so I still have a couple. At first I put the succulents up here, but I changed my mind. I decided to put other things up here because I do think that the succulents love more sunshine. And they're all here now, and I'm planning to put maybe one or two more little succulents in there. And I haven't decided what to put in the bottom. I just put the fairy garden items in and the seashells to keep my cat out. I hope that works, because they say cats don't like rocks. So I thought, well, maybe I could use the fairy garden items as rocks and see if that works. With her being outside more, she doesn't bother my pot. But when she's in the winter, when she was inside more, she bothered it a lot. Now, this is a rack I got from Aldi, and I like to put a hanging plant on that, but the one I had on froze, unfortunately, because this winter was rough. And I didn't have when the power went out in part of the house, unfortunately the sunroom was part of that power that went out. And my spider plant made it very well. I picked a little bit of frost damaged greenery off, but otherwise it's looking good. That one is still growing, though I picked off some dead pieces. And this plant, it was so luscious and it had very long vines, but I trimmed off the dead stuff, the frozen parts, and I watered it, and the green parts are still growing, and I expect those to recover. I have 3 of those, one over there and one at the other end. Yeah, so I believe they'll make it, but I'm disappointed that those long, impressive vines are frozen and gone. And I had a lot of plants that just didn't make it. All those pots had plants that froze. Hopefully, now that I know how this house works, I can watch the Weather Channel and know that when it gets severe, I have to take all the plants inside just for a few, as long as the weather is below freezing during the winter. Even if I take it into that living room over there for a few days, it can make it. The plants can make it over here if necessary. This room, my husband, it's really his living room. He entertains his friends here. But I can put the plants in there if I must. All right, so I just got back from Lowe's. Lowe's is like 2 minutes from my house. So I can go to Lowe's anytime when I have a couple dollars and pick up something. Today I picked up a 4-inch pot of catnip, because I have cats and I want to grow catnip for them. So I put it in this pot for now because the other pot was smaller, so I'm going to try to give it some fertilizer and see if I can get it to grow bigger in a short time, so I can move it outside and plant it in the ground. Because I want to have it in the garden for the cats. And here I have a couple plants, other plants I picked up. I hope they work. There's 2 marigolds and 2 tomatoes. I just bought one of each of the tomatoes. One's a cherry tomato and one's a slicing tomato, because I just want to try one of each. I would really like to plant heirloom tomatoes, but I picked these up because I was so excited to see tomato plants. Because I have this lovely garden with all this repurposed furniture that I'm going to use to stake things that grow. Maybe I will stake beans and cucumbers on some things, and tomatoes on something. I haven't decided which one I'm going to put the tomato on.
Can we put watermelon?
Watermelon that can't climb because the melons are too heavy. But cucumbers are light enough, and beans and different things. Okay, and Zakia planted the jasmine there yesterday. I was too tired to do it, and she was excited about planting something. So I sat here and told her how to do it, and she did it. She planted that jasmine plant. There's my little catnip already, looking like it's ready to take off and grow. Little fairy garden in the daylight. I want to put more succulents in there by time, little by little. I think that'll be nice. But now I want to show you what we've done. The kids and I, my daughter and my little nephews, planted these tomatoes. There's a cherry tomato and a marigold, a slicing tomato, and another marigold. And we put them in between the slats of this bed because, one, the tomatoes will have support and from the bed when they grow bigger, and the marigolds will keep bugs away from the tomatoes. So that was the plan of planting them in between each other. So I read that marigolds are natural bug repellents, and I wanted that for my tomatoes. So wish me luck on that. I hope that jasmine grows. I got that jasmine from, and it's a really healthy looking jasmine plant. I got that from the farmer's market, International Farmer's Market in Cordova. It was about $7.99 for that big plant. And I hope that it grows well and makes the back of this little garden smell amazing. Kids, Zakia tied some shirts onto this swing. I'm gonna have to take them off because I keep telling her this swing is for the support of plants and it's not for anyone to ride on. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing week, everybody. Bye-bye.